Eagles beat the Rams 33-26 in one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. Definitely a top 5 game I've ever watched just from a comeback standpoint. But hey, let's get into it. I got a lot to talk about in this one, both positives and negatives. But at the end of the day, I'm glad they won, but let's get into it. It's a day later, and I still am at a loss for words with this team. I don't know how they did that yesterday. Not saying I ever doubted them, though I most definitely did, but it just was like, wow, I can't believe they've done this. You haven't seen many comebacks from this core of team. I heard a stat that this is the biggest win or our biggest comeback they've had since the Deshaun Jackson game back in 2010, where they had the Miracle at the Meadowlands #2. Again, you don't see these games very often. This is a game you're seeing this game maybe every 20 years, 15 years from your team. So it was just incredible to see the fight from this team. But, man, again, like I said in the intro, there's going to be a lot of negatives and there's going to be a lot of positives to discuss. But just for me trying to, give a recap of the game before we get into all those details. Again, my main things that I have taken away from this game is, again, this team has the fight. They have it. They still need to put a couple things together, but I'm so proud that they didn't quit. I'm so proud that they didn't quit with the fans consistently booing them on a little bit of a warmer day. It's September. I'm so used to the Eagles playing night or at 4:25 games. I don't even see them really playing at 1 p.m. at this point. It almost feels like weird at this point. But you're dealing with a bunch of negative criticism at your house. You're not playing well. The same issues from last week are persisting, and they continued to fight. And I think Jalen Hurts, number one, he did just such a good job. I'll talk about him later. I hope he shut up all the haters, and knowing all the haters, it won't shut up Jalen Hurts because, again, I feel like people that don't acknowledge that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, or at least is a pretty good quarterback. I don't know what these people are going to say, because this guy threw the football in the biggest moments when it mattered. He was, in my opinion, the main reason they made the comeback. So I don't know what people are going to say about that. Kind of going on a rant here, but let's dial it back in. Obviously loved what we saw from Jordan Davis, both on the defensive end and from special teams. That was just absolutely brilliant. And again, I'm super, super happy that they got the receivers involved as well. So just a ton to really discuss. I almost can't go through the entire game because there just was so much. But my main takeaway overall is I just love that this team didn't give up. Like I said, you're at home. People are booing you. You're not playing up to the standard you want to play to. You could have let this, blow up and become a whole thing. You get blown out by the Rams, the team that wants to revenge from getting swept last year, losing in the playoffs at the Link last year. But no, instead you decide to battle back. You keep fighting without Lane Johnson as well. And you keep fighting. You get it done. And everyone eats. Again, there are things that we need to fix, and they will get fixed. I hope to God they do. But I think, again, a lot of these guys can leave happy yesterday because they know, hey, we fought, we put our heads down, we kept going, and we didn't give up. And it worked out. It worked out, and you were at home. You got to enjoy it with the fans. And, again, like I said, lots of guys got involved. So let's get into the positives and the negatives. But those are my main takeaways from the game, and let's get into it. First, we will start with the offense, and we'll get into the positives. The first drive, I thought the first drive was pretty good. Again, Jalen was running the ball a little bit. Was spreading the ball out to Davante, was getting other guys involved. And even the tush push still worked, and it still did its thing. So I really liked what we saw from the first drive. Again, obviously things changed a little bit after that, but still, I really liked what I saw. I liked that they came out firing as well. It's not like they were trying to be conservative, even though they were at different points of the game. And again, scoring points early at home as well is huge. So I thought that was a big W for the Eagles to start the game. As I mentioned in the kind of takeaway, whatever you want to call it prior to this, they won the game without Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson got hurt with a neck injury. I didn't even notice at the time until I saw Matt Pryor in. But yeah, Lane Johnson went down, but thankfully, from what I'm hearing, it was a stinger. He will be good for next week, so thank God. But the Eagles won without Lane Johnson, and I don't know if this stat is completely accurate because I don't know if it's been updated since what happened yesterday with the new win without Lane Johnson. But at least from what I could find on the internet, I think heading into yesterday, the Eagles were 15-23 all time without Lane Johnson. And obviously, anyone that knows that's been following this team, when Lane goes out, this offense is not the same. It is just not the same. I mean, we saw it last year in the Tampa game. When he was hurt, it was not the same. I'm trying to think of other games off the top of my head. I can't really think of too many, but when Lane is not in, that side is usually exposed, and it's usually not too good for this offense. And again, the statistics show when he's not in the Eagles' offense, regardless of the quarterback, it could be freaking Wentz, it could be Sam Bradford back in the day, it could be Nick Foles, it could be Jalen Hurts. It doesn't matter. When he's not in, the Eagles usually don't win. And the fact that they got to win in the situation that they did against a good pass rush as well, very, very happy about that. And overall, the second half for me was just a huge positive for this offense. I don't know if Jalen Hurts just started calling plays or if Patullo finally opened up the offense. I don't know what they did, and I would like to know more about it, but I'm not sure we will. Regardless, I just loved what I saw. They were more aggressive. Jalen Hurts was throwing the football down the field to A.J. Brown, getting him involved. The sarcastic claps on the first catch, I love that. Getting him involved. They hit Dallas Goedert down the seam for the touchdown. I was like, okay, we're back. The Eagles at least have some life, but I just was like, we're actually opening it up. And they just continued to open it up. And again, I thought Jalen Hurts just played so good. What are the haters going to say? What are they going to say? He was, in my opinion, the main reason they came back in this game. He was the main reason they came back in this game. 3 touchdowns in one half to get it going from a passing standpoint. Yeah, that's what I like to see. And I'm already not tolerating the disrespect to Jalen Hurts. But I really want to know if there are any Eagles haters or Jalen Hurts haters watching this video. What are you guys saying today? Because every single thing you say that this kid can't do, he continues to do it. So I really want to hear what you guys have to say about him after this performance. And again, he had a good performance in my opinion. 21 for 32 for 226 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. And a lot of that was in the second half. I mean, I think it was 17 yards in the first half, which we will talk about later. But he got almost all of his passing yards in the second half. So just seeing Jalen do his thing, I just loved it. I loved seeing it from my quarterback. And again, not that I was ever questioning it, but he can shut up the public. And I think it also, again, just shows the coaching staff. You can rely on your guy if you need to. There's going to be games like this year. We play the Ravens. We play the Ravens. We play the Bills down the stretch. I think that's going to be a type of game that we're going to be into like yesterday. It's going to be a lot of scoring. You're going to have to throw the football. And knowing that Jalen Hurts still has that, I'm very, very happy about that. As I said as well, they got A.J. Brown involved, and it was good seeing him getting it going. He finished with 6 receptions yesterday for 109 yards, 109 yards and a touchdown. Really liked what I saw there. So again, and they got him involved, whether it was on some out routes, they got him involved on that deep route. I don't remember the exact route, but it was for about 30 yards in third quarter on that first drive to get the touchdown going with Goddard. He had the nice route in the end zone, so he got his touchdown. And he had some physical plays yesterday. He had some comeback routes where he got the comeback, and I was like, okay, maybe we get a first down here, maybe. Man, did we not only get the first down, we got more. His ability, A.J. Brown's ability to get the defender off of him and then turn it upfield and keep going, he's one of the best in the league that does this. And that's why I rate him so high as a receiver, because when you get the football in his hands in open space, he's a very, very physical player. People underrate how physical A.J. Brown is. And I just thought he had a great game. It was great to see him getting involved, the energy, everything. Just very, very happy for A.J. Brown because he deserves this, because he's getting screwed over by the play calling, in my opinion. Another guy that got involved was Davante Smith. Yes, he had some big plays last week, but it was in a different fashion. This week was more of the dump, kind of check down, dump down type of game to him, but it worked. He had 8 receptions for 60 yards, had some key catches over there for some first downs, and of course his biggest catch of the game was a beautiful ball from Jalen Hurts and a beautiful catch from Davante Smith in the end zone, the game-winning touchdown. That was huge. So, again, I love seeing both him and AJ eat. I know it's not going to be everyone's day every day, but the fact that him, AJ, and Goddard all had a touchdown yesterday, it just shows how dynamic this offense can be when we have to get to that point. So, again, I love seeing him eat because Smitty, in my opinion, is just such an underrated receiver. And even if he's not going to have crazy stats, everyone knows, especially in Philly, everyone knows how good of a player he is. And my last offensive positive was the tush push still works. It still works. I was expecting to see if they were going to call any false starts. On the first tush push, the Eagles definitely did false start. I think it was on Tyler Steen. They didn't call it. I don't know. We heard all about it all week. They're going to get these officials out there that call false starts at a high percentage. We didn't see it. So this play is still unstoppable. again, from an Eagles fan, they need to officiate it properly. I'm not in the crowd that's like, oh, go Eagles. Like, obviously, I want the Eagles to be good at this play. They are the best at this play. But you still need to officiate it correctly. So the league needs to work on that. But the play is obviously still as dominant as ever. And I love seeing that they scored on it because it's just going to piss everyone else off. Now let's get to the defense. This was an interesting one because there's parts of this unit that I did not like yesterday. But overall, from a grand scheme of things, I thought they kept the Eagles in the game. And the main reason they kept the Eagles in the game was they forced the Rams to settle for field goals over touchdowns. And this was numerous times, especially in the first half. The Rams just kept kicking field goals, and it could have been way worse. If any of those are a touchdown, we're in a completely different game. We are in a completely different game. So I just want to say, regardless of how the entire defense played, I'm not saying it was their prettiest day. I'm still very proud of them in that regard because they kept us in the game. When the offense was struggling and holding them to field goals instead, that was huge for us. I thought Jordan Davis had one of his best games ever as an Eagle, and I'm not talking just about the blocked field goal. I'm talking about just even on defense. He had a sack yesterday on Stafford on third down. That was huge. Had numerous tackle for losses, especially that 4th and 1. In the fourth quarter, he made a great play. They just couldn't block him. He stuffed him. I am loving what I'm seeing from Jordan Davis. He's playing on a contract year. He's shown why the Eagles need to re-sign him. And they better, it's early, but they better not let this guy get out the door because he looks so good. Again, he lost about 20-ish pounds. He's moving at a different level, higher conditioning, looks more explosive. I'm just loving what I'm seeing from Jordan Davis. We will talk about him later for obvious reasons, but I had to give him a shout on defense as well. He's just playing like a dog. Shout out to Baun as well. I thought, again, he did another good job. Another good game from Baun. He starts off the game with an interception early. That was huge. He read Stafford as well. That was a nice little user pick. If you know, you know. But he did great. I thought he was involved in other tackles as well. I just love watching Baun play football. And the fact that he's playing elite football for my team, I just love him. I love him. I love the fact that he's mentoring Campbell. I love his relationship with Nacua Dean. I just love Baun, and he's just such a good football player, and he's one of my favorites to watch. And again, seeing him ball out in one of the bigger games, it was really huge for what he did for this defense yesterday. Last positive for the defense was, other than the touchdown they gave up to Davante Adams early, I thought they did a really good job of defending him. I thought they did a really, really good job. Numerous pass breakups that they had. Quinion was doing a good job. Reed got his get back at the end of the game. He broke up a touchdown. I just thought they did a really good job against Davante Adams because when you're going against Puka and Adams, someone is going to eat, which obviously Puka did. So the fact that they were able to shut down Adams, I just thought the Eagles did a pretty good job there, other than the touchdown, of course. Now to the special teams. Man, oh man, have I not been this proud of the special teams in a long time. This is some Chip Kelly special teams type of stuff. If you know, you know. But I'm just so proud that, again, like the defense, they kept us in the game. Early in the first, or midway through the fourth quarter, the Rams again going for another field goal. Jalen Carter blocks that one. That was huge. And I heard this on the Eagle Eye podcast, so shout out to them. I love the fact that our defenders that are starting D tackles, that are star players in the league, are still showing effort on special teams. Jalen Carter, he could have taken that play off. He could have not even been on special teams. But the fact that he's on there, still showing his attitude, getting his hand up, blocking it, man, that was huge. Absolutely loved what I saw there. And then, of course, the game-winning play. Again, another field goal for the Rams. In the biggest moment, Jordan Davis not only blocks it, he picks it up and runs it for a freaking touchdown. Oh, my God. I have not been that excited from an Eagles play probably since, it makes sense because it was the Super Bowl. It was in February. Probably since the Cooper DeJean pick six. And we had a lot of plays to celebrate last year. But, oh, my God, after the Eagles won that game, I was on 10. I was on 10. I was on 11. I was on 11. My heart was going crazy. I just felt so happy. The natural dopamine was kicking in. I was like, oh, my God, the Eagles are 3-0. They just blocked a field goal twice in the same quarter, and they scooped it up for a touchdown. Jordan Davis blocked it himself. You cannot script it better than that. And another crazy stat as well. He was running up to almost 19 miles per hour on that play. Again, the conditioning is paying off. This guy's making plays on the defensive end. He's making plays on special teams. I can't ask for anything else from this guy. So, man, I obviously got to shout out to special teams because, my God, they kept us in the game and they made some huge plays. And to ice it like that and score, by far one of my favorite plays from the Eagles in a very long time. Now to get to the negatives. And we're going to start with the offense. And boy, do I have some stuff to say. Man, it was that first half. That first half, other than the first drive, was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was some of the worst football I've watched in a very long time. Very, very bad. They said on the announcer, they said it was one of the worst offensive halves for the Eagles since, I think it was the worst actual offensive half under Nick Sirianni so far in his tenure with the Eagles. In 22 plays, the Eagles had 33 yards, and they scored on one drive. That's embarrassing. That's terrible. Like, that's incompetent. I don't know how it gets that bad. And again, it was the same stuff that we've been seeing. Conservative play calling, not trying to go deep, just not going, just not good passing schemes, everything. It was not it. Again, anytime it's 3rd and 10 plus, we're going to hand the football off. Like, come on, man. Like, just show me some fight. Show me something. Show me at least a decent screen, a Jalen Hurts run, something, anything. I don't know. It's really pissing me off. And that's where I'm like, I don't know how I stand right now or where I stand with Patullo, because if he was calling plays in the second half, he obviously did a good job. But I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's Nick. They got to open up the playbook. It can't look like this anymore. The team is too damn talented to look like this. It just is. It's too talented to look like this. Again, like I talked about in the beginning, or like through half of this video, you have Jalen Hurts. You have A.J. Brown. You have Dallas Goedert. You have Davante Smith. It doesn't make sense why your offense should be this limited. Why would your offense be this limited? I just don't get it. I don't get it. That was by far my biggest negative yesterday. It was the fact that they, again, were so scared to have this play calling. And yesterday shows when they actually have to open up the playbook, they can do it. So why are we not doing it for 4 quarters of football? Why are we pretending like we're not the best team in football? Play like the best team in football. Okay? I don't know. I don't understand it. Someone please make it make sense to me, because so far it just makes no sense. And these guys are getting paid a lot of money, and I just don't understand how I, a simple guy that works a 9 to 5, that watches this team once a week, that isn't watching film, can understand this stuff better than them. So I would love to know. I don't know. That's my rant. I got to wrap this one up. Oh my God. That offense was awful in the first half. As well, the pass blocking. Specifically, when Lane Johnson came out. Why was Matt Pryor starting over Fred Johnson? Why? And let alone did he start? He looked terrible. I think he led up at least 2 sacks. I think 2 sacks. One of them led to a fumble as well from Jalen. Obviously, Jalen's got to not fumble there, but you just can't do that. You can't do that. Saquon Barkley gave up a sack because he was trying to help out Pryor because he knew Pryor sucked. Just so many things. And again, why are you not starting Fred Johnson? We signed him for a reason. We got him back. Why would you not play him? He literally helped this team win a Super Bowl last year. I don't know. I didn't understand that one. That was weird. But my God, if Lane gets hurt again, I do not want to see Matt Pryor on the field. This guy sucks. I don't want to see him again. And again, I mentioned it. It's more first half offense, but this is just full game stuff as well. Again, first half offense. Jalen Hurts had 17 yards passing. Like, you have to be inept to do that. You have to almost purposely do that. How is it that bad? I don't know. Again, I just went on my rant, so let me chill. But when we get to Saquon Barkley here, 18 carries for 46 yards for Saquon Barkley. That obviously is not good enough. Now, I will say, I thought Saquon was going to have a big game just because of his success with the Rams last year. But I got to give the Rams credit. Excuse me. I got to give the Rams credit. They did a good job of stopping him. And really just, I guess I'm a little concerned. Apologies for people watching this. I am a little sick right now, so my throat's kind of killing me. So talking through this is a little tough. But I'm a little concerned with the run game. It's been stuffed in pretty much every game. Yes, he's had 80-ish yards the first 2. But we all know the ceiling this guy can go to. We all know how good this personnel is. Is this a Patullo problem? Is this an O-line thing? I don't know. I don't know, but I really need to see Saquon Barkley do better in the future, because if the Eagles are limited by the run game, it's just not going to be it moving forward. Now for some negatives for the defense. Not too many that I have, but we still have a couple to go over. First off, I thought the run defense, again in the first half specifically, was bad. It was just bad. Missing tackles, Way too many gaps that the Rams were hitting. Kyren was getting it going a little bit. Blake Corum, though I'm a Blake Corum owner in fantasy, so I was happy to see it, but obviously not against my team. He was getting it going a little bit. I just thought that they did way too good of a job in the run game. And an interesting stat here, they finished with 160 rushing yards. When was the last time the Eagles led up 160 rushing yards? Obviously not many times last year. We probably did in 2023 because that team sucked. But yeah, you can't let up 160 rushing yards at home. It's just unacceptable. So the Eagles got to clean that up. They definitely got to clean that up, in my opinion. Also, Puka did cook this team, but at the same time, I kind of was expecting it. Again, I can't even necessarily get mad at like a Dory Jackson or Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, anyone that was on him, because Puka is just that good. He's just that good of a receiver. Obviously, again, it has to be better. You have to clean it up. But the fact that you did shut down Adams and you at least let him eat, obviously not happy about it, but you can only do so much against Puka. I'm not going to kill the Eagles, but obviously it's got to be better there. And this isn't related to the defense. This is more for the team in general. 50 penalty yards is still a little too high for me. They got to clean it up. I know 15 of those were due to the taunting penalty from Jalen Carter. Look, this stuff pisses me off as much as the next guy. I don't know why the NFL is thinking that this is the play to be so soft on these calls. You're acting like your entire brand isn't based off of grown men hitting each other and giving each other long-term brain damage. But we're going to get mad when someone does a taunting call? Like, let's make this make sense. Why are we pretending like we're playing this weird game? I don't know. I don't understand it by the NFL. But obviously, if the NFL is going to enforce penalties like this, the Eagles need to be better there. So, obviously, clean up the penalties. I'm not necessarily too worried about it. But long term, yeah, we want to lower the penalties a little bit. But that's all I had in this one. A long recap. But it was, again, rightfully so. This team played one of the craziest games ever. There was a lot to recap there. And again, like I said in the beginning, and like I said throughout this video, I love the fight of this team. Whether it's on special teams, whether it's on the defense staying in the game, whether it is on the offense battling back, I love the fight of this team. And I think, again, I'm getting some shades of 2023 with this team. Whether it's, the fact that they've really only been winning close games, not winning blowouts, offensive play calling issues, you name it. There's some similar things to 2023. But what changes how I feel about this team in 2025 is the fact that they have a Super Bowl. They've done it. They all know they can do it. So I think moving forward, yes, there are things to clean up, but the fact that they know that they can do this, I just feel better about this group, even if they are in these non-convincing wins. That's all I had in this one. I'm kind of dying here trying to get this recording out, but I wanted to get this out for you guys because I put the last Eagles video out a little too late last week, so trying to get this one out earlier. Hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys appreciate me battling through my cold right now. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you have any thoughts below about the game, the crazy game, drop them in the comments down below. I'll definitely be reading them. If you like my type of content, feel free to subscribe. We're going to be continuing to break down the birds every week and the rest of the NFL. And if you're interested in any of my short-term content on TikTok, you can find that in the description below. If you made it this far, thank you so much, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.